Hello everybody. Today we'll see the ionic equilibrium. So what exactly it is? It is nothing but the equilibrium that involves ions only. Now let us see in terms of some examples. You can take sugar and dissolve it in water. What you find? Sugar solution. If you allow the current to pass through it, will it pass? No. It will not allow the current to pass through it. Now take the salt and mix it with water or dissolve it with the universal solvent called as water. What you will find? You will find salt solution. Allow the current to pass through it. What you will find or what will be your observation? Current will easily pass through it. Even you take some more salt and stir it. What you will find? It is allowing more and more current to pass through it. So based on this, there was a scientist called as Mr. Michael Faraday. He categorized the substance into two types. What are those? One he called as electrolyte, the other is called as non-electrolyte. Okay. So what is electrolyte? Which ionizes. What is non-electrolyte? Which is not ionizes. Then how much it will also ionizes? It depends on the type of your solvent you are adding to your solution or to your solvent. So based on that, he found a term that is called as degree of ionization. For electrolyte, it is not equal to a 0. Whereas for non-electrolyte, it is equal to a 0. Second classification he made, that electrolyte, again it is categorized into two. One is called as strong electrolyte and the second one is called as the weak electrolyte. Now let us see how the way he made the classification. First he consider the substance. So what the way he categorized? He categorized into two. What one is called as electrolyte, the second one is non-electrolyte. So electrolyte, second one is your non-electrolyte. So what is electrolyte? That ionizes. What is non-electrolyte? Not ionizes. Okay. Now they define this ionization in the term of called as degree of ionization, DOI. The term is alpha. For electrolyte it is not equal to 0. Whereas for non-electrolyte your degree of ionization it is equal to 0. Now if you see the example here, what you find? Your NaCl, HCl like this. This is ionizes. Now here if you see, what are the examples? Glucose, urea, like this. You can take the cane sugar like this. These are the examples of your non-electrolyte. Means जो पानी में घुलने से टूट जाता है, that is called as electrolyte. जो पानी में घुलने से टूटता नहीं, that is called as non-electrolyte. Now under the electrolyte, what Mr. Michael Faraday found out, that there are two types of electrolyte. One is called as strong electrolyte and the other is called as weak electrolyte. So what is strong? Which is completely ionizes. So completely ionizes means what? Its degree of dissociation is equal to 1 or degree of ionization is 1 or completely dissolve and it will break or split into ions. So based on that, what he categorized, one is strong electrolyte, other is called as weak electrolyte. So here it is ionizes completely, whereas it is ionizes partially. So what you will write? Strong electrolyte ionizes completely. What is weak? It ionizes partially. So obviously here alpha will be equal to 1 or you can even say it as a 100%. Am I right? Now it is partially. So what is the value of alpha? Definitely less than 1, greater than 0. Okay. Now based on this, he made a classification and a list of what are the strong acids, strong base, and what are the weak acids and weak base. Now you see your halogen family. What are those? Chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Astatine is apart of, it is a radioactive element. We are not considering. It is beyond your syllabus. Now coming to chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine, you eliminate fluorine. because that is forming, if it is combined with hydrogen, that will form the weak acid. Whereas your chlorine, bromine and iodine, if it is combined with hydrogen, then that will form the hydrochloric acid, hydrobromine, HCl, HBr, HI. Then that will called as strong acid. Apart from that, what are the other names you know as strong acid? Your sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Then HNO3. Okay, these are the examples of your strong acids. Okay, now come to the strong base. So what are the strong base? Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, then your magnesium hydroxide, then calcium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide, barium hydroxide. These are all examples of your strong base. Similarly, what are the examples of strong salt? It is nothing but your KCl, KBr, MgCl2, K2SO4, K4FeCN6. These are the examples of strong salt. Now I already mentioned about strong acid only from halogen family. One element left, that is fluorine. So when it is combined with hydrogen, it is hydrogen fluoride. It acts as a weak acid. Apart from that, what are the other names of weak acid? That is acetic acid, that is CH3COOH. Then you know that is your H3PO4 and your H2CO3. These are the example. Another with that HNO2. What is the name of these compounds? It is hydrogen fluoride. It is acetic acid. It is phosphoric acid. It is carbonic acid. It is HNO2. These are the examples of your weak acid. Now what is the examples of weak base? It is nothing but your most common example is your ammonia NH3 and your pyridine C2H5N. This is the example of your weak base. And what is the example of your weak salt? That is nothing but your sodium NaCH3COO. That is called as sodium acetate. You need to remember this. You need to by heart this. This is highly important for JEE NEET as well as for your promotion students which are going from 11th to 12th. And these are the things which is again required for your 12th one chapter, that is called as coordination compound. There you have to know what are the weak acids and weak base, what are the strong acid and strong base. Based on that, you have some numericals to solve it. Okay students, you can take the snapshot of it. Take care. Bye bye.